One of my followers asked me about some of the financial benefits of owning your home as opposed to renting. I find this topic interesting as there really is a laundry list of reasons that, from a financial standpoint, owning a home is better than renting. I'm Matthew Gardner, Chief Economist at Windermere Real Estate, and welcome to this month's episode of Mondays with Matthew. Now let's get straight to the topic at hand. Now, of course, I don't have time to go through the entire list today, but here are the reasons that I think are the most compelling. The first thing to understand is that over time, a mortgage becomes easier to afford. You see, when you buy a home, the mortgage payment, well, it doesn't change, but over time, your earnings should rise. Now, simply put, unlike renters who generally see their rents going up every year, your mortgage payment never will. Now, because you're hopefully making more money as time goes by, the share of your income that you spend on a mortgage payment becomes less and less. Now, the next advantage to owning your home is that it is a very good long-term investment. Now, of course, some will say that this is not the case because we went through the housing bubble bursting back in 2006. There have actually been very few times in history when home prices have seen any long-term downward adjustment. Now, some will say that investing in stocks would give you a higher long-term return. But my response to that would be, I've never seen anyone living under a stock certificate. Have you? My next reason for believing that home ownership is better than renting is actually rather simple. And it's because a portion of every mortgage payment you make goes toward reducing the principal amount of the loan. Now, during a majority of the term of the mortgage, most of the payment is going towards interest only, but a small portion is paying down the debt itself, in essence, making it a forced savings plan, building wealth along the way. But what about the tax advantages? Now, owning a home offers unique and substantial ways to save on your taxes every year. Firstly, you can deduct your real estate taxes every year. Now, tax reform has limited the total allowed deduction, but it is still meaningful. You can also deduct the interest you pay on your mortgage. Again, there are some limitations, but depending on where you live, you could save a significant amount. Now, finally, let's talk capital gains taxes. When you sell your primary residence and have seen its value grow since you purchased it, up to $250,000 of that profit if you're a single person, or $500,000 if you're married and filing jointly, is tax-free. Now, this is only true if you meet certain requirements, the biggest one being that you have to have lived in the house for a minimum of 2 years during the preceding 5-year period. And if that's not enough to convince you that there are very significant advantages to owning a home over renting, I'll leave you with one last data point that you might find of interest. Now, I use Federal Reserve data from 2019 and have been able to calculate that the median net worth of a household in America who owned their homes versus one that rented them. In 2022, the median household wealth of a homeowner household here in America was approximately $330,000. The median household wealth of a renter household in this country last year, just $8,000. As you can see, quite the discrepancy between the two. I think it's very clear that home ownership for a majority of families is how they create most of their wealth. I hope you found this topic of interest. Of course, if you've got any questions or comments, do let me know. I love to hear from you. Take care. I look forward to talking to you all again next month. Bye now.